over the last about 48 hours. We got a little wave out here in the tropics, and unfortunately the satellite data out there is a little coarse, so we can't run you guys back and show you a really cool GOES 16 data on this. However, we had something really interesting happen. So this is Invest 94L that's out here, and it's just kind of drifting its way off to the kind of the west-northwest, and it is moving now because it got a little bit of a nudge from a little tropical wave that kind of came in behind it and gave it a little push. These two combined, actually. They kind of ran into each other and combined. And so we did a little science experiment because science experiments are fun. That's a quarter that our cameraman Nikolai down here was spinning on the weather desk that's in here. And I'll ask you folks at home, and I'm going to ask Will here in the studio. We spun another one. There it goes. Good job, Nikolai. And the question becomes, what happens when these two run into each other? Folks at home, I'm going to ask Will. Will, what do you think happens? We're going to run these two coins into each other. Do they keep spinning? Does one spin fast? Does the other one not spin at all? What do you think goes on? Give me just a quick answer. What do you think?
They stay the same.
They stay the same. They're just going to hit each other. Nothing changes. They just keep on going.
Yeah, that's what I think, but I don't know.
You can think of this a lot like, I mean, you know, we're spinning. Well, areas of low pressure spin too, right? So what happens when they hit each other? So we can go back, right, and we can say, okay, well, what happens when they run into each other down here? Now, that's not a perfect analogy because the atmosphere is way more dynamic than two quarters spinning on top of a desk. But nevertheless, I think it paints a decent picture as to why I know a lot of you folks, when we have two different tropical systems out here in the Atlantic that we're dealing with, you'll say, oh, well, what if one runs into the other one? Then do we get like some super hurricane? No, it's kind of no different than this. They run into each other, they kind of probably tear each other apart. You know, you end up with one, we can call this one tropical storm, you end up with another one, and if they get too close, well, yeah. So, hey,